All right, so this is more weighted averages. We're going to do 6 problems here, and I'm going to try to set you up on some shortcuts, some organizational things to help you with this. So your friend is in a science class where the grades are weighted as follows. Lab reports are 20%, quizzes are 20%, midterm and final are both 30%. Help your friend calculate his final grade in the class if he has earned the following grades. Now, one thing that I like to do is I like to organize. So I have labs, quizzes, a midterm, and a final. So first I'm going to have my weights. So we know that the labs are 20%, the quizzes are 20%, midterm is 30%, and the final is 30%. Now this would be method 2 because we have weights. Right? So the next thing is going to be the category average. So for each one of these, labs, quizzes, midterm, and final, we need 1 score. Well, you can see that the labs, there are 5 of them. So we're going to find the average of those. So I'm going to add these 5 values together. When I add those 5 together, I get 385. When I divide that by 5, because there are 5 values, I get a category average of 77. So my lab average is 77. Then I go to quizzes. There are 4 of those. So I add those together. I get 314. And I divide by 4 because there are 4 numbers. That gives me 78.5. So my quiz average is 78.5. Then we look at midterm, 1 score, final, 1 score. Once you have your category averages, then we are set to find our quality points. Ooh, that's a bad color. Our quality points. And remember, our quality points are found by taking our weights times our category average. So 20% is 0.2 times 77 gives me 15.4. 20%, which is 0.2 times 78.5, gives me 15.7. 0.3 times 76 gives me 22.8. And 0.3 times 54 gives me 16.2. So remember, if I add the 4 quality points together, that gives me my final grade. So 70.1. Because if I would divide by the total of the percents, that's 100%. That's just 1. And I like the table because it's organized. All right, let's switch gears to accounts. A new local cafe wants to advertise an average price for their meal. Help them figure out an average if they sold 60 of their $5 tacos, 32 of their $7 sandwiches, and 24 of their $8 mixed salads on every given day. Have you guys seen that SpongeBob where they talk about the salads? I love that episode. Okay, so we're going to start out in a similar way where we organized. So we've got tacos, we've got sandwiches, and we've got mixed salads. I wish we could have used different letters like salads and sandwiches. Okay, so numbers. And we have price. So we sold 60 tacos at $5 a piece. We sold 32 sandwiches at $7 a piece. And we sold 24 mixed salads at $8 a piece. Great. So when I look at this next column, which should obviously be blue, we're looking at total monies. Think about this. You sold 60 tacos at $5 each. That means you put $300 total dollars in, right? You made $300 for tacos. We multiply our sandwiches. That's $224. And then our salads give us $192. So when we're thinking about this, if we would take the total money and divide by the total number of items, that would give us our weighted average. So if we add up the total money, that gives us $716. How many total items did we sell? 116. So 716 divided by 116 gives me an average price of $6.17. Banks often use an average daily balance to assess interest on loans. This is essentially a weighted average. Use the account information to the right to calculate the average daily balance for the month of April. Okay, so think about how this is going to work. We're going to take, it's going to be very much like the taco problem, where we have, 6 days at $2,436.12. Means all the monies for that one would be $14,616.72. Then I had 14 days at $22,36.12. All right, somebody paid $200 down. And so that was give me $31,305.68. And then we had 10 days where they paid $200 more, and now it's at $2,036.12. If this was my loan, I would pay that 12 cents so I could stop looking at it. And that would give me $20,361.20. So if I add these together, right, this gives me my total monies of $66,283.60. In my total days, I had 30 days. So if I divide total monies, 66,283.60, divided by my 30 days, then my average daily balance is $2,209.45. And that's using weighted averages to assess the average daily balance in the course of a month. So if that was the case, then the bank would use this number to assess how much interest they were going to charge for the next month, which isn't bad because that's lower than what the balance was for 20 of the days. So that's pretty sweet. All right, many surveys use a Likert scale, and I'm sure you've seen a Likert scale before. That's what this is right here. Okay, the table shows the results of the survey in question. What final score out of 5 would the survey question receive? Now, think about this. These are, there we go. These are percents. So, when we're looking at this, these are in my way. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a quality point column. So remember, quality points are found by taking the value multiplied by the weights. And these weights are basically the percent of responses. So 1, and remember all of these percents we got to change to a decimal. So 1 times 0.11 gives us 0.11. 2 times 0.19 gives us 0.38. 3 times 0.05, because that's 5%, which gives me 0.15. 4 times 0.25, which is 1. And then 5 times 0.4, which is 2. So if I add all of these together, I end up with 3.64. And remember, the percent of responses is 100%, so I would take 3.64 and divide by 1, which is just 3.64. So that would be basically the final score out of 5 for this particular question. All right, let's talk about the Happy Widget Company. Lists average salaries for the various salary levels and the percent of employees at that salary level. First, calculate the mean average. So that's where we just say, hey, there's 4 of these. Let's add them together. So 500,000 plus 125,000 plus 63,000 plus 36,000. We add all of those up and we get 724,000. We divide by 4, and that average is 181,000. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I just lost my stylus. Time out. Okay, got it. It flung right off my pen and I had to chase it. Okay, so we got that value of 181,000. So they could advertise the average salary at this company is 181,000. But look at this. Only 2% make above 181,000. Only 4% make over 100,000, right? 181,000 is not even close to what most people make in this place. So this is where we would use a weighted average, where we would multiply the salary by the percent, the salary by the percent, and so on and so forth. So when you multiply 500,000 by 2%, you get 10,000. When you multiply 125 by 4%, you get 5,000. 63,000 times 70% gives us 44,100. And 36,000 times 0.24 gives me 8,640. For a weighted average of $67,740. That right there makes a whole lot more sense because the majority of people are around 63,000. So saying that the average is 67,740 makes a whole lot of sense. So which one is better? The weighted average. Absolutely, because it gives more power to those that have, the biggest conglomerate in this company, which just makes sense. Last problem, calculate the average age of a child attending this daycare center. Now, you can either leave it the way it is, or you can look at this and say, let's make a table. The ages of these people are 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, how many are there? Well, there's 8 of these guys, and 15 of these guys, 21, and 17. So, let's go for total age. Because think about this. If I have 8 2-year-olds, then together that makes up 16 years. Because there's 8 of them and they are each 2. Right? We multiply. 3 times 15 is 45. 4 times 21 is 84. And 5 times 17 is 85. So now I'm going to take my total age divided by my total number, right? How many of these guys am I talking about? And then we're going to have ourselves an answer. So the total ages is 230. How many are we dealing with? 61. So if I take 230 divided by 61, then the average age of these children is 3.77, which, is between 3 and 4. And that kind of makes, well, closer to 4. So that makes sense, because that's kind of, kind of in the middle there. All right? So, there you go. Weighted averages. More playing.